Hey everyone, welcome to our QiDao Fireside chat. We're joined today by the Index Coop team. We got Michael and David. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey guys, thanks for having us.
Everyone.
So before we get started, a little bit about QiDao. We are a stablecoin protocol on Polygon that allows you to lock your assets, your crypto assets, and then borrow stablecoins against those assets at 0% interest. But moving on to Mike and David here. Guys, could you give a little introduction about yourselves and a little bit about how you got into crypto?
Yeah, let's start. Maybe Michael. Did you want to start first?
No problem. I'll go first. Yeah, I'm a bit of a newbie. I'd say like maybe a second generation crypto. I don't know person. I mean I heard about 2017 when it was crazy. Even bought some ETH. Sold it. But yeah, I got more heavily involved when I found out about DeFi, which was I think like 2020 August when there was DeFi Pulse was recording total value locked of about like 1 billion. Saw the space, go crazy, went through DeFi summer. It got a bit too confusing for me. And all the rugs and all the, I don't know, like chaos that was happening. It did turn me off a little bit from the industry. However, I got more involved again, in December. Jumped into the Discord for DeFi Pulse and found out about what they were doing with Index Coop. Read about them in the forum, and then got heavily involved in crypto, specifically obviously focusing on Ethereum, getting used to using the core technology because I never had done that previously, and yeah, just tried to contribute to Index Coop. Really liked what they were doing, and I also thought that it would be a great way for me to get accustomed to DeFi because I do like finance, something that I really enjoy, and I'm also a bit of a techie, so I feel like it's the intersection of like two amazing technologies when it comes to blockchain and like financial I wouldn't say markets, but financial systems, and that's where I found a home with Ethereum, blockchain, and crypto in general. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And you said that you're living in Africa, right? So what does the blockchain scene in Africa kind of look like? Are there a lot of meetups? Is there a lot of innovation going on there? What does it really kind of entail there?
Okay, so in South Africa, which is where there's more of a scene around crypto. Um, I think South Africa has like a very active cryptocurrency community. We've got a really good centralized exchange called Luno. We have Blockchain Africa that's been hosted in SA for a lot of times. We've also got like the Ethereum meetups that get hosted in Cape Town as well. So if you're looking at South Africa, there is like quite a nice developed scene. And there's also like a lot of good adoption that's happened there in terms of people just owning cryptocurrencies. That's primarily because of Luno. Within Tanzania specifically, there hasn't actually been a lot of development. There's still a lot of room for development here. We don't even have like a centralized exchange that takes fiat for crypto. So that's a gap, maybe a gap I might fill going forward. We'll see. However, I do think that if you're talking about like blockchain and cryptocurrency in general, I think there has been like a good product market fit. I don't know if you guys have kept up with how crypto has been used in Nigeria. I think that's another country that's really like loved the adoption of crypto, and there's a good like community of people who use it there. So yeah, I would say Tanzania not so developed, South Africa pretty well developed, and hopefully things will continue to go in the right direction in terms of like more people getting involved in the whole ecosystem.
I love it. Now, David, your time to shine.
Yeah, so Definitely been following the crypto space for a while. First heard about Bitcoin like 2012 and have been tracing it and following it, experimenting with mining. Definitely a techie kid, so playing around with nodes and stuff like that. Ethereum caught my eye. I tried spinning up nodes the whole time while I was going through university, etc. And then at most recent bull market, tried to jump in back in the last one in 2017. Never found a great fit, and jumped in again this time here with Index Coop, and found a really great organization and a place I can contribute. And so going full force in there. Really strongly believe in the promise of DeFi and crypto at large as a transformational technology, and excited to see it continue to grow and continue the world.
So you said you were a techie. What was that one thing that you saw or that made you like, you know what, this is what I want to focus in on. This is what I want to, pursue.
I think for me, I've been following it since the Bitcoin days. I think the thing with Ethereum was seeing smart contracts and even seeing things back all the way down to like the original DAO, the premise of you can build these organizations and have markets that are completely public in code. There's so many systems we see in the world around us that are opaque. We don't know how they function. And I think it's that level of transparency and really leveling the playing field for everyone. That spoke a lot to me and spoke to that kind of technology. So I think that was for me the smart contracts and the ability for computers to commit, and to the kind of humanitarian nature of that as well was the intersection I liked. And I think that's the transformation right there.
Nice. So you guys are both. How long have you been in Index Coop?
I'll go first. I got involved in February, and yeah, David, you can go ahead from there.
Was shortly after, was lurking in the Discord for a while, a long time DPI holder, and then really started to spin up in the Coop in early March.
So it's I imagine it's been a wild ride, man. Since February, a lot of crazy things have happened. I mean, May, right?
Well, yeah, that's actually cool. I wanted to harp in there. So you got involved basically with the Discord, and then from there got onboarded. Correct?
Yeah, exactly. I think the Index Coop is a very approachable organization. If you want to get involved, indexcoop.com/join sends you right in the Discord. I think that was what drew me to the community was how open and helpful people were, answering all kinds of questions. And then there's a new joiner call once a week. That's literally just pure education. Hear all the different ways you can help out, or if you have some initiative you think that can help the group at all, go do it and report back what you did. And I think that self-starter nature, that the low barrier to entry for DAOs as a whole is really what sets them apart. And then for Index Coop, the delta is the community, and I think that's what got me onboarded.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely the goal for DAOs, right? To be able to get people like directly from the community. We tried to do a little bit of that early on, but yeah, that's definitely the goal. Tapping to those people.
Sorry, guys. Can I just?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, I just wanted to say another thing that's pretty interesting. When I joined, there wasn't like a proper like onboarding process. I kind of just joined. I just jumped into like an engineering call and asked how to get involved. However, like from February, like our DAO has transformed so much that we have been able to onboard people who have made like the onboarding process itself much more easier. And that's why we continue to attract a lot of talent within the DAO. And that's just something that I really, really like about Index Coop in general. Like it's not really stagnant. We're always growing. And I don't know what it is. It's automated. I don't know specifically what are the catalysts, but it seems that we're continually able to bring people into the organization to like add value, and it just compounds like the way that we grow and develop as a DAO through the DAO and also like with our products.
All right. So speaking of your products, what exactly is Index Coop? Let the people know who may not be familiar with what it is you do.
Sure. So Index Coop, we make index products, DeFi native index products, in our opinion, the best ones out on the market. So we have our flagship product, the DeFi Pulse Index, DPI. It's a way to do a thesis bet on the growth of DeFi. So it's a basket of, I think, about 15 tokens, everything from Maker to Compound to Uni, your blue chips, all the way down to some up and growing ones like Harvest and Cream. We also have one that tracks the metaverse. That's NFTs, VR, gaming, all on the blockchain. That's MVI, the Metaverse Index, as well as some leverage indices. So these are 2x ETH Fly and 2x Bitcoin Fly. That's a simple way to get leveraged exposure to the growth of Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then the Index Cooperative, we're built on top of Token Sets technology, and we have methodologist partners like DeFi Pulse and some of our own in-house team that helps make these products.
Wow, you sure guys have a lot of indexes there. How do you decide on them? What makes a good index?
Going to push over to Michael as he actually does some stuff on the product team.
Michael, are you there? I think Michael might have.
Yeah, I didn't. The network has been a bit shaky. I don't. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, yeah, what makes a good index? How do you guys decide on what assets to band together?
Oh gosh, guys, I'm still struggling with the connection, so I didn't quite hear that. Maybe just one more time. Sorry, it keeps on breaking when you ask.
Go for it, Ben.
Yeah. So just what goes into the there we lost
All right,
Mike.
Well,
Yeah.
David.
I got that one. So I think for us, it starts with the methodologist. We try to partner with great methodologists, or we have them kind of come to us in-house. So for DPI, right, we had DeFi Pulse, to the leaders in, everyone knows you go to DeFi Pulse, you want to find out what's going on in DeFi. And so it only made sense to partner with them to come up with a methodology for what goes into a DeFi index. For some of our other ones we have coming up, we're working on a product with synthetics, it's synthetic debt mirror index. So our methodologist, obviously synthetics, and we try to find experts in the space. They're going to do the methodology in the same way that S&P comes up with the methodology for S&P 500, and then it's licensed out to other people to implement. We work with methodologists. They hand us the basket, and we go ahead and implement, market, and do the listings. And so to me, it's something that gives broad exposure to a thesis.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess going back a little bit into your team and what you guys do, are you guys a big team? How many people are there, and what's it like to work there?
Yeah, so we are a DAO. So the team is, I think, we have a couple of core members. I think we have 4 full-time members that have been hired by the DAO, as well as some full-time folks that work on it from SET and DeFi Pulse. That said, I think our total number of contributors receiving some form of a stipend from the DAO is somewhere in the ballpark of 30 to 40, and that's a mild level of contribution. I think the culture is really one of, I think it's very professional when I come to it. I think the thing that drew me to Index was a lot of the discords I was into exploring other DAOs and projects. A lot of the messages would be when moon or when token, versus here it was kind of deep discussion on how to make sure we were building great products, taking a really deep look at product market fit, trying to reach the right consumer. And as a person who as a PM background, that was the type of thing that resonated with me, and enjoyed talking about DeFi with some people trying to put thought into developing the best things on the market.
So what would you tell maybe somebody who's kind of looking around, they're looking for something to buy, to put their money in? Why put their money into an index versus kind of in individual pieces or assets?
Yeah, I think that's hard because I think index funds by their nature are considered the boring, the boring tools of finance. Even in the traditional finance world, everyone's like, oh, well, I'm doing this and I'm beating the S&P by that, or I'm beating the S&P by NASDAQ by that. At the end of the day, I think that the benefit of an index product is, you are getting a broad exposure to something you believe in. And so if you believe in the growth of DeFi, or you believe in the growth of NFTs, or you believe in the growth of Bitcoin or Ethereum, we have a product for you. It's going, you might miss out on the 1000x pump of an individual token, but you're getting broad exposure. So you're, not necessarily immune to rugs, but you're going to have a little bit of that blunted out. I think it's a way to kind of make a set it and forget it investment. I also look at DPI and MVI as kind of the first step into DeFi or NFTs or the metaverse. A lot of people are coming from just knowing about Bitcoin and Ethereum. They hear about DeFi, they hear about NFTs, and they come and find our products. And it's kind of our job to almost educate them, look at the components, and then use that as to find information, to do the diligence, to make a deeper bet, to pick a few projects, or to go deeper in the space.
Especially at the beginning, like the amount of reading you have to do to catch up into the DeFi space is like insane. And if you take too long, you might miss out on a lot of these market movements. So I definitely like what you guys do with that. Now you guys are moving on to Polygon, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about what you think about Polygon and what made it stand out?
So yeah, we on Polygon today you can move any of our products over. Our multi-chain view is if you want to have an Index Coop product, you can find it across all chains. Polygon, we make sure we deploy as part of our product launch process that you can cross the bridge. And we've had a lot of demand from our customers, so I think you'll be hearing some news soon. I think Scott Lewis might have dropped a little bit of free alpha on one of his interview here. As for what I think of Polygon, I think it's really important and serves kind of a market we try to reach with DPI that's a bit hard on mainnet. Right now a lot of our holdings are whales and big institutions, but we really believe in making crypto investing safe, easy, and accessible. And that accessible part is hard with high gas, and a low fee environment that Polygon offers, as well as one that's backed by the security of mainnet ETH to a certain degree, is important to us. And we think we're going to see a lot of everyday folks who want to get that exposure to DeFi. They're going to find it through DPI, and they're going to find it on Polygon. And we are excited to interface more with the Polygon community and all the great projects and development happening over there.
I love it. I love it. And Michael, I think we have you back as well, right? Just want to double check.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Pretty good for now. I'm going to just switch off the cam when I'm when I'm not speaking, just so it can help the network. But yeah, all ears.
All right, perfect. Now, did you have anything to add there on what David was talking about in terms of making DeFi a little bit more accessible? And that was one of the reasons why working closely on the Polygon network was important for Index Coop.
Yeah, I think the only thing I would like to add was, and this is just like a philosophy that I think any organization should carry. We need to align ourselves with people and organizations, platforms that are aligned with our core vision. And our core vision is accessibility. And I think what Polygon does is if that is exactly what they do, that is exactly what we're trying to do with DeFi. And yeah, it just makes sense for us to try and pursue a proper support for on Polygon, get our products there, build liquidity there. And yeah, besides that, we have had a lot of people on social media asking us about putting some products in and getting more support there. So it's almost a bit natural that we're migrating to focus to getting our products more exposure on Polygon.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people on Polygon that might be new to DeFi or might be coming back, right? That maybe they were in Ethereum and then they got priced out at one point. So yeah, I think it's wonderful to have you guys over, and hopefully you can start to build more and more liquidity for DPI and stuff like that.
Speaking of DPI, and also you had mentioned Scott, how closely do you work with DeFi Pulse?
Yeah, so I look at Index Coop as kind of we have the three pillars, and the three legs to a stool. We talk about this a lot. Is we have the three components that make up the Index Coop. We have we have token sets, set labs, and they create that kind of technical infrastructure that our products to date are all built on. We have DeFi Pulse and the methodologists, and DeFi Pulse are the methodologists behind our most successful products to date. Obviously, the DeFi Pulse Index, as well as the Fly series. They provide the actual methodology behind what the smart contracts are doing. And so we've learned an absolute lot from them. And then the third stool is the community itself. People like myself, like Michael, like all of the other core contributors and part-time contributors that kind of do all of the actual business development, marketing, exchange listings, etc. And we've done we've learned a lot from DeFi Pulse and from Scott and from the team, as well as Joe K and Nassim, the other people who come and work on our products. For them who have such a wealth of knowledge in DeFi, they help give us a lot of strategic guidance. And so how do we know we want to go on to Polygon, how do we approach it properly? Helps to have someone that knows the ecosystem well with their collaboration with Slingshot, as well as all of the data that we can get off their platform and from getting able to talk to the people doing the research directly helps us inform our strategies. And we hope to get more involved with our projects. And they bring a lot of value, but it's been a pleasure working with them. And we hope to continue this great partnership with future products in the pipe.
Yeah, they're a wonderful group of people. Slingshot as well, right? They're all very close together. Scott, right? Co-founding a lot of that stuff.
I mean, one thing that we've noticed is that they really are about community. Like they're always there to help. If you ask a question, they're responsive. They're that culture at DeFi Pulse and everything around DeFi Pulse. I think it kind of just bleeds into whatever they touch. So
yeah, it's a lot like Polygon, right?
Yeah.
Like the Polygon management, they're incredible. I'm sure you've seen it right now that you're building. I don't know how they do it.
Incredibly responsive. We had some questions when we were setting up the bridge originally, and it was email sent, response back within several hours. I think that's what makes shows that they're really here to build the ecosystem. Is a lot of teams build, and then they're just, hey, here we're releasing. They've decided we're not just going to build, we're also going to provide support, first-class support, to get developers, to get projects, to get users. I think you can tell a lot about a project from the activity in their Discord, the activity in their forums, the activity in their Telegram. And that's not just users spamming back and forth. It's how often is the core team engaging with their customers. And I think these are some of the communities we model ourselves off of. Is, looking at Polygon and how they've engaged, looking at DeFi Pulse. Now they do a lot of Q&As and AMA stuff we're trying to replicate over in the Index community, and we hope to try to expand on that model ourselves.
Yeah, definitely something to strive to. Now, I did want to get your thoughts on Mike or David on, what are some trends you're seeing now entering DeFi summer? What are some things you're excited about?
Let's take Mike on this.
Cool. No problem. I'll go. I think there's been a lot of liquidity that has come into Polygon. As bad as the Iron Finance crash was, I think it onboarded a lot of people into crypto. One thing that I've specifically noticed is people weren't able to experiment with concepts such as yield farming, and that seems to be the theme right now. People are getting more involved in that, which is good, because I think it is a bit difficult to get involved in yield farming. Personally, I didn't actually start yield farming until I started utilizing Polygon. Another trend that I have seen is they're more I'd say legitimate projects that are trying to build onto Polygon because of the the attractiveness of the security, but also the faster transactions and the cheaper fees. And I'd even say My Finance you guys are a prime example of a project that is that actually has a lot of intrinsic value. And you guys have decided to build out onto Polygon. We've seen Aave, Curve as well. A lot of projects that are just pouring on there, and I think that's just a clear indication that there is value there. And I feel it also makes it easier for projects to onboard new users. So definitely. I don't know. I'll just say that the trend is maybe bullish, or just a lot of people getting involved, and that's also just attracting more projects to choose Polygon to build on top of.
Yeah, and a little bit about the yield farming. I've heard of this place called the Rug Doc, and that's probably a good place to just check out if you want to get into yield farming on Polygon. There's there's good places, there's bad places. Do your own research, and I think that's a good place to start.
Speaking of which, I guess what do you feel are some challenges that the DeFi space or Polygon in general, like the Polygon ecosystem, is facing right now, and what are some of those things that they should be thinking about or changing in order to be able to get more adoption?
Personally, personally, what I've seen is they have had like scaling issues in terms of I think because their platform or blockchain transacts, like it's very cheap to transact and it's quick transactions. You get a lot of spamming going on. I think there was a problem with like processing transactions because people are spamming the network. On top of that, with what happened with like Titan, and then people just going into that, they had problems like managing all the activity there. So yeah, I would say like one of the issues is scaling. Another issue, and I think this is just that you see with most most projects in crypto, the lack of like legitimate projects. I do think like Polygon do need more and more legitimate projects to get loaded on. Like it makes more sense to invest in projects that have like long-term goals. And if you have this flood of like all these illegitimate projects, it's very unattractive for new users that are really like trying to explore, because they keep on getting involved in or investing in projects that are not as legitimate. But yeah, for now, I would say those are the only issues that I see. I think the only other thing I would say is one thing that Ethereum has done really, really well is they've built like a very good international community to spread awareness about like the Ethereum blockchain. Like with Ethereum, there's like Ethereum conference. There's like meetups in multiple jurisdictions around the world. I do believe like if Matic Foundation could adopt something similar, that would be really, really good for the project, because Matic, like it's more easier to get involved in crypto with Matic and like experience a blockchain with the Polygon or Matic than with Ethereum, because the barriers of entry, like the high fees is like a really high barrier of entry if someone wants to just put a small amount of capital and play around in the ecosystem. So yeah, I would just say that would be my like final point in terms of another challenge that Polygon are experiencing at the moment.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. David, did you have anything that you may want to add to that?
I would say, I think for a lot of the projects we're looking at, it's I definitely agree with Mike, not wanting to kind of bring over illegitimate projects. I think also trying to pitch yourself, as I'm the X Ethereum project, but I'm on Polygon. I think it's try to come up with solutions that are going to be differentiating, because every team on Ethereum right now is looking on how can they shift over to Polygon. And I think to succeed is you need to have a differentiating factor. I think that understanding the environment, understanding what low fee unlocks, and kind of taking full advantage of that can really be a big differentiator if you want to be a Polygon native project. I think that kind of would be my biggest piece of advice, and things I'm excited to see built is we've kind of going through the cycle of clones. We've had some projects that have ported over natively, whether that's Aave, Curve, MStable, etc. And then we have some projects that are kind of coming up with some of their own unique spins that are Polygon native, such as My Finance, and I'm looking to see some more of that.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I think as we grow more, as more people come to Polygon, we should start to see more projects, I think, aside from the poly farms and all that good stuff, which they're great. But yeah, I think we'll start to see better. I mean, more things in general. What are some things that you guys are planning to do now that you're on Polygon? Are there any products you're planning to launch? Anything exciting in the pipeline?
So I can't speak to anything super Polygon specific right now. As I said, we have the ability to move products over. I think we're looking at a long-term strategy on how can we really make the Coop product successful on Polygon, and you'll hear some news on that soon. On the overall Coop roadmap, we have 2 products that have passed governance and we're launching soon. The bed index in conjunction with Bankless. which is sleep easy in bed, Bitcoin, Ethereum, DeFi in the form of DPI, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, as well as a product that's passed with synthetics, the synthetic debt mirror, which allows you to kind of do some hedging if you issue SUSD. I think Polygon, though, overall in the long term, opens up a lot of new products that we can do, in a low fee environment. Particularly, I look at the Fly series as a great, a really great candidate for that. The big issue for Fly is high gas means we can't rebalance, we can't safely release some of these smaller products. So I could see, leveraged Matic, maybe leveraged Yearn, leveraged Comp, and that all being happening on Polygon, because in a low fee environment, we can, make sure it's a safer product, make sure it's tracking better, and we don't need to reach a massive AUM for it to be profitable. So I could see some interesting innovation there. But also, I'm curious what our crack team of methodologists come up with. And if you have a great idea, jump in the Discord and pitch it. There's more than happy to spin up some awesome products on Polygon and on mainnet, and continue to bring people into the world of DeFi.
See any possibility of maybe some Index Coop products being used as collateral?
I could see that very much happening once sufficient liquidity is there. We always are looking for ways to have people put their DPI, their MVI to work, and we see that Key Finance is going, or my finance is going multi collateral, and definitely an interesting integration we would love to look forward to doing possibly in the future.
Yeah, I see a lot of parallels between what we want to do, what you guys are doing, this whole DeFi for all, making it accessible. So yeah, I think that would be an interesting conversation to have between our communities.
Dope. Okay, I guess since we brought up the topic, what are your thoughts on just stable coins in general for in the world of DeFi, and then also QiDao, and just kind of, I know you've mentioned it before, but any thoughts, and be as raw as you wanna be. We're grown boys, we can take it. Don't hold back.
I'll jump in here. First of all, I've been following QiDao more recently, as I've gotten more involved in Polygon. I didn't know that there was like a collateralized debt position, or like a maker for Polygon, like that was actually existed in the ecosystem. And I was just amazed at how far you guys had gone. I actually first stumbled upon the Qi token using there's this yield optimizer called Adamant Finance, and you guys they had a farm for your token, and I think it was I think it was the logo and everything. I was just like, there's no way it's just like APRs, like it's not like a legit project. And then I literally just missed out on a really, really huge opportunity. But yeah, really huge fan of what you guys are doing, and I think it's like one of the first like Polygon native projects that actually like has like real utility in the ecosystem. Like you see, like you do have like Quick Swap, which I would say is like a fork of Uni, and you also got Aave, which Aave is Aave, but the fact that my finance actually like created like a maker that's just native to Polygon, I think that's really, really good, and it just shows like the level of like innovation and the builders, like people are looking more to capture like legitimate value on Polygon. So yeah, huge fan. I only have positive things to say, and I believe that you guys are going to be like one of the biggest projects within the Polygon ecosystem. I would like to just track back a little bit around kind of like what type of products that we can build. I mean, like projects like My Finance, Quick Swap are like native to Matic, and if we can continually see the development of these products, we could create a DeFi index that's native to Matic. So I think that's also a very interesting opportunity there, and it just depends, like where like can Polygon continually attract liquidity, and can the builders continually like build a very vibrant DeFi ecosystem similar to what we have on Ethereum. And yeah, as I continually say, I think my finance is just one of the prime examples, pioneer in the space, in my opinion. So yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yes, kind words from Mike there.
Yeah, no, that's really great words. We may have to relook at our logo, seeing as it seemed a little sketch.
It's cool, but I was just like, you guys said I should be honest, but I still like, yeah, as I said, just super fan, and yeah, I think it was just because I was a bit new to the space, but yeah, just continually looking forward to what you guys are going to bring to the table. David.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I love the idea of a Polygon native index. Yeah,
there's a lot of projects coming over, like balancers coming now as well. In terms of like native projects, it would probably be a little bit until we get a little more tokens there.
Yeah.
Get closer to the mic.
Also, just thoughts on stable coins in general and the role that they play. I know there's been a lot of talk on stable coins over the last few weeks, especially with what's kind of gone on. Some people got burned and are asking for regulations and all that kind of stuff.
So I mean we can be around the bush. I think Mark Cuban definitely. I think him dabbling and aping around in Polygon and in DeFi and crypto is only beneficial to the space. I think a lot of people look at him as, I can at least say here in the United States, one of America's investors, one of America's venture capitalists, one of this generation's Warren Buffett's. We see him on TV and Shark Tank. And so to have him publicly beating the drum about crypto and getting burned humanizes him, but also shows, some of the benefits and some of the dangers. I think stable coins are very, very, very essential infrastructure to the space. I think particularly on weeks like we've had now, when you might want to rotate out of native crypto into something a bit more comfortable, like a dollar, like another stable that's pegged to a different currency, is very needed. And I think also having ones that are non-custodial, like Mymatic, which I think is being rebranded to something pending a governance vote, as well as DAI or Frax or some of these other stables is very important. I think that we do need to be very careful about when we use the term stablecoin. And I think that's maybe what Mark was getting at with the we need regulation. I think that's was kind of up to us to branding, where maybe we call algorithmic coins or coins that are not entirely backed something else. But I think stable coins, full reserve stable coins, or over collateralized stable coins, I think those have a very important role in the ecosystem, and will have a big place to go. I actually have a bet with a friend of mine that in 3 years, the total number of assets on Ethereum and its associated networks will be larger than the Ethereum market cap. And I think stablecoins will play a very large role in that.
Oh, yeah. No, I think going back to the name change, I think we ended the vote, or it's coming close to ending.
I think what Ben is referring to is we had a vote recently, which our community members, Chi holders, were able to vote on changing the name of the stablecoin. And yeah, that was one of the topics of conversation inside the Discord and Telegram is, do you want to have the USD, name in it? One, it helps everybody know, okay, kind of what it's pegged to. But again, it does come with some drawbacks.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Mike. Yeah, I think maybe we should say, Mematic or Mice might be the new name, and then previously known, or kind of like Polygon is.
Polygon, formerly known as Matic, yeah. The artist formerly known as Mymatic, yeah.
Yes. I think it would be a nice marketing there.
Perfect. And Mike, I know you dropped for a second, but did you have anything that you wanted to maybe touch on in terms of stable coins?
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight like the importance of stable coins like within the crypto financial system, or the alternative financial system. I think it's very, very important for like firstly, obviously, like hedging, which is extremely important, but if we have like a good stable coin that's created, like something like I think Rye is a great example, like native cryptocurrency stable coin that's just backed by crypto. It's not dependent on any real world real world currencies. I think that if we can create something like that, that would be amazing. And I think looking at crypto right now and the current ecosystem that we find ourselves in, if we can get a native crypto stable coin, it makes it much more easier for us to onboard it into a medium of exchange within our normal lives. You heard about El Salvador adopting Bitcoin, which it's great for adoption, but I don't obviously financially doesn't make sense because of the volatility. But if they had adopted a stable coin, that would be much easier for people to transact with. And I guess that's where I see if you're looking at the most ambitious use case for a stable coin, if you could implement it as a medium of exchange within an actual real world economy where they have been struggling with a currency, I think that would be really amazing. So yeah, just wanted to provide my feedback in terms of just what I see, where I see the potential use case for stable coins beyond crypto. Crypto ecosystem. Yeah,
I think in Argentina and Venezuela, I've heard a lot about people using DAI, for example. Perhaps that would be interesting for Mematic being on Polygon, the whole lower network fees. But yeah, definitely getting that stablecoin to people. And El Salvador, that was kind of weird that they did Bitcoin being such a volatile token. You think they would do a stablecoin, but it's good in general. I think it shows that people are becoming more and more comfortable with the technology, with our space as a whole.
Perfect. So, did want to ask. So we've got a community in Polygon, a beautiful community in Polygon. As y'all are coming over, what can the Polygon community do to help Index Coop, or do you have an ask for them?
Yeah, I mean, biggest ask would be, we obviously are looking at Polygon carefully. We have the bridge open. We're getting ready to move on there in a bigger way. And I guess the Polygon community is help us figure out what our strategy should be. We are a DAO. Anyone can contribute. Anyone can propose ideas, and governance will take it the way it wants to. Whatever ideas get the most traction. And you, the Polygon community, have the most expertise about Polygon. So if there's projects like My Finance or other ones that we should be looking to integrate with on day one as we start to build up liquidity, where should our products go? And also, if you have ideas about some Polygon native indices, whether it's if we could do a DPI for Polygon, or if we could, what other products we could create taking advantage of Polygon's low fee environment, we are all ears. Indexcoop.com/join. Discord is the best place to get started, and we're super friendly, and we're always looking for new ideas. We think communities are strongest when you get a variety of opinions, a variety of different viewpoints, and we can find what's going to rise to the top and make sure we have the best products available.
Perfect. You said indexcoop.com/join.
/join. Yeah, indexcoop.com/join. You can also find on the main website, indexcoop.com.
Perfect. Yeah. Be sure to check that out, guys. I think it's a great way of getting involved. As a bit of a parting question, we always ask this of our guests. Who would you like to hear from next in Fireside Chats?
Yeah, so we have a great relationship team over at Rari, and I know they're currently proposing or looking at a franchisee. I think it's called Rake Capital, coming over to Polygon, and so I think that could be really interesting to have those two teams on to talk about why they're choosing that model, and also what it's going to mean to have kind of customized money markets over on Polygon. So I think that'd be an interesting group to talk to. But there's a lot of exciting space hopping on Polygon, and can't wait to listen to more of these chats.
Yeah, we'll be sure to reach out to them, maybe tag them on Twitter, let them know that you guys are thinking of them.
Yeah, absolutely. We really appreciate the time that y'all have given us. It means a lot that you're willing to, share your thoughts with the community, be a part of the community. We hope you enjoyed the time on here, and I think that we'll be chatting together pretty soon.
Yeah.
About some future endeavors between the two parties.
Definitely. Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much for having us, guys. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure. And we'll talk soon.